What's up, everyone? Good morning. Can you hear me? Let me know, please. Sorry, we're a few minutes late this morning. Let's see here. Can you all hear me? Awesome. How's everyone doing this morning? Where's everyone joining me from? We're going to be really quick. We've only got 20 minutes of pre-market, so there's not going to be any small talk this morning, okay? We're going to get straight into process like we've been doing during this whole kind of free mentorship throughout April. But the idea here is to get you through my pre-market process as quickly as I can, okay? Normally this is going down quite a bit earlier, but is what it is. Bit slower week, okay? Whenever I'm making a watch list, whenever I'm getting into tickers for the day and I'm looking into the markets, first thing that I'm thinking about is macro. And this is always going through my head. What's going on in the world, right? How are the overall markets doing? That's the first part of process for me. So before I even get to the watch list, I got to go check out SPY, the Qs, right? And see what's going on. This is what we've been in. Been kind of a lot of bit of trepidation the previous weeks until this week. We've had some bounce this week, right? But then big gap down yesterday and a rally and a gap up, right? So it's been quite a bit of holds in my opinion this week. In other words, buyers stepping in the markets, right? Same with the Qs. Same idea with the Qs. Now, when it comes to what I like to trade, which are the most volatile stocks, the ones that move the most, that have the most potential for volatility, I'm looking at percent gainers, right? I'm looking at stocks that can move a lot, okay? That's my goal as a day trader. I need intraday volatility. I need a stock that moves, okay? So that leads to several things like lower floats, okay? For those who don't know what a float is, that's the amount of shares that are available to be traded by us, essentially. The lower the float, the lower the amount of shares that a stock is comprised of, the faster it can move, generally speaking. Okay, generally speaking. Hey, let everyone know in main chat, by the way, that we're rocking. Y'all ain't here. Okay. Anyways, let's get into it. Okay, let's get into the scan so you can see what I'm talking about. I scan for very low volume parameters, right? This one has $50,000 volume. I'm going to switch it to 250 because we're far enough into pre-market. But if we're talking about I'm doing this scan like an hour ago or 2 hours ago, I started off $50,000 in dollar volume. Okay. You guys are probably not going to be able to see that. You guys can't see my parameters, huh? You can't see my drop down. Okay, here, let me get that for you. Hold on, because it's important. Just to kind of paint the picture a little bit better. Let's rock it like this, y'all. Sorry. Okay. Filters right now. Look at this. Nothing. No filters. I always start out $50,000 volume, just so you guys know. Okay. $50,000 volume. I call it casting a wide web. I want to see everything that's popping. The second PRs come out, I want to see what's going on. It doesn't mean I trade them all the time, right? But pre-market's been great these days. And in fact, pre-market trading has been more fruitful for a lot of my students than regular hours trading, just because of how many faders there have been. But right now I'll switch it to 250. Top percent gainers, right? I'm looking for top percent losers. I'm looking for I don't really trade the top percent losers, but sometimes, well, look at this, for example. It gives me a good idea of something, right? Because yesterday's watch list that I put out had the top percent gainers as BRFH. AIRE was one of them as well. Acon was on my scan yesterday, right? So I take that into account. Hey, yesterday's biggest gappers are today's biggest faders, or today's biggest gap down, okay? Keep that in mind. It's important. If you enjoy these sessions, make sure to smash the like for me. Jump on in, smash that like, and we're going to be crushing this stuff. So AIRE, let's get back to the top percent gainers again. BDRX, all right, we've got BDRX, we've got Peggy, TVGN, iSun. Another big thing that I'm thinking of, because we have to get to macro, right, is Israel and oil. So I kind of got to look at crude, See how crude's doing. I've already done this morning, but for those of you who want to know how I do it, I go here to my trading view. I'll just put in crude. I go to crude oil futures on NYMEX here, CL. And this is what I've been watching. Okay. This is what I believe has been the main driver of the oil stocks and energy stocks, right? Duh. Crude oil, cost of oil, right? That makes sense, everyone? Am I alone in chat? Can you guys hear me? I feel like I'm alone. Okay. So we've got a gap up and we've had strength in oil this week. So what does that mean? It means eyes on Indo, okay? Which probably is gapping up. They dropped 6% yesterday. They're gapping up today on light volume, right? But decent gap up on light volume. If you're short and you see oil pushing and stuff might happen over the weekend, you're likely to cover. At least I am personally. So I'm watching Indo again. I'm watching TPET. These are my two favorites in this sector by far because they are the ones that have done the most what? Someone let me know in chat, please. Okay, volume. Very simple. I'll have eyes on those. Okay, I'll have eyes on TPET and Indo. Idea is not to chase them into strength because they'll get slapped. Idea for me is like picture it as 35-cent risk, 33-cent risk for me on something like TPET in my head, right? But see what the price action does this morning. So I'll have eyes on TPET and Indo. I think from a big picture perspective, they're decent. Same idea with Indo. This kind of high threes area would be my personally more conservative risk area on a swing idea. Okay, when I'm trading intraday, y'all, and I'm trading reversals in the morning and dip buying and gap and crap reversals and anything that I'm trading in the mornings, I really try to nail entry and get good risk reward and get all that stuff. But I understand inherently on something like Indo, if it's going to push today or, you know, if I have to buy some sort of morning strength that I have to size down and kind of give it a little bit of wiggle room if I want to stay long over the weekend or something like that, which I'm not sure I do. Okay. I'm not sure I do. It's been kind of sketch. We don't know exactly what's going on over there. Everyone's lying. So that's that. That's all the macro stuff. Okay. But the scan's telling me some new stuff. We got BDRX. First stop is always daily chart. Okay. Always, always, always go to the daily chart. It's going to tell you a story. It's going to paint a picture for you, right? It's going to paint a picture. 15 minutes. We can do this. I'm going to get through all these top percent gainers in 15 minutes because that's how we roll. BDRX, I have notations on this from an earlier spike. It's always interesting to see, right? Obviously from this day. And what I'm doing when I get to a daily chart is I'm looking for big volume days. Okay, I am notating the float. The float isn't on this. I'm going to have another tool for that, so we'll do that as well. But I'm looking for overhead volume and overhead big volume days, right? Big volume days, such as this, 80 million shares, right? See that? 80 million shares there, such as, where you at? This one's okay, 40 million, right? What did it do on that day? That's this day that we're talking about, and here. So there are only really two areas of interest for me. There's a big gap up. What did it do on that gap up day? Spike to 2, pulled to $1.30, spiked to 2, closed at $1.60, right? And then huge fade back sub 1. And now we're dealing with it again because they're repumping today, right now. Okay. So BDRX, do they have a catalyst? They do. What's the catalyst, right? They enter into exclusive license to ERAP, a phase 3 ready asset for the treatment of familial adenomatous polyposis. That's an interesting one. Polyposis, okay? Who cares? Who cares? At the end of the day, it's decent sounding news. If a phase 3 ready asset, they enter an exclusive license agreement. So it's not actually FDA news or anything. It's not actually phase news. It looks like it's in a license agreement, okay? So licensing agreement there. Sorry, I got to put this into my watch list for my people. If you guys want to get my watch list for free every single day from here on out, go to the link under this video, okay, to the absolutely free Discord and the free mentorship. We're going to be running these. I'm going to get watch list to you guys for as long as I can. All right. So go ahead and jump in, hit that link and jump in the free Discord because this watch list that I'll be putting out today is going out every single day that I trade for the rest of my trading career, hopefully. All right. that sounds good, smash that like. Make sure to jump in the free Discord because that's where I'm giving you guys this stuff. So BDRX, let's get to a few more things because I don't have exactly the information that I need on something like that. And we're going to jump there in a second, okay? We're going to jump there in a second. First, we're going to note our key levels, which are pre-market highs, very key. On the 1 minute, we're looking like this 140 area held a bit, right? And remember, this is just pre-market support and resistance. And especially remember bigger picture, which is big volume day here, top at 2, right? So remember that as well when I'm getting into this. Like if this were to spike, there's more longer term, big volume resistance overhead. In other words, what is risk reward? Well, on a daily chart, I immediately, so like personally, y'all, I've already discounted this play in my head as something I don't like. I don't like what it looks like. I don't like what the big picture risk reward looks like. If you can't get this through your heads, y'all, if you're new or if you've been sucking or you've been trading with other mentors or whatever the deal is, and if they're not telling you what the dangers actually are, this is what every chart like this looks like to me. Risk reward wise, if I'm going to be buying it here at, you know, $1.70 this morning through high a day, because remember, this is pre-market high, this $1.75, right? Right now, this is pre-market high. So this would be my entry if I'm buying through pre-market highs like all the noobs do right here. Okay. This is pretty much how I see the risk reward on that. Let me know if that makes sense in chat, please. Big, big, big fucking deal here, right? It's dangerous trading it up here. The way I look at these things, it's kept me safe for a really long time. Risk reward's not great, right? So I'm keeping that in mind too, okay, on something like BDRX without even getting to the filings yet. Now we got to go 5 minute, 15 minute, right? 5 minute, about the same idea here. 15, you can see just getting extended, but about the same idea. 30 extended, right? So I'm going to let that shake for sure, right? The only idea for me would be like a bounce off a buck hold, guys, like a scalp, 10 cent, 20 cent scalp off a buck where it could get 10 or 20% pretty easily probably, right? If it were to panic hard enough or lower ones or get a bounce. So I am going to leave that. We got to do our DD really fast. Okay. Got to do our DD really fast. This is dilutiontracker.com. It's what I use for my due diligence, really, when it comes to fundamentals. Okay. When it comes to finding splits, when it comes to a lot of things. BDRX, their float is 4.25. Okay. Float 4.25 mil. Let me make sure to get this out. Boom. Get the PR to my peoples. Catalyst. Top percent gainer this morning. Big volume, recent overhead, right? At 2. Doesn't mean it can't break out there, right? But not risk reward's not great for me, right? I don't even know what the reward ends up being, but it also may be why a stock like this could squeeze in the morning. However, they do have 7.78 million warrants. And when I'm looking at the warrants, you got to look at it in context to how many shares are outstanding are there, right? In this case, 4.2, there's quite a bit of warrants, but if a stock's doing a crap ton of volume, it won't matter too much, right? 220 warrants, 2 million, 2.6 million, 220. Series F warrants, Series E warrants, pre-funded warrants. So yeah, they've got warrants at 220, okay? Overhead volume at 2, warrants at 220, right? Exercisable at $2.20. For those who don't know what this means, okay, this means that when the stock, when BDRX, okay, when BDRX gets to $2.20, and I'll notate this for myself, right? I'll put a line here too, right? I know that they can dump 2.6 million shares. Please let me know in chat if that makes sense. Okay? So not only is there overhead volume on the daily, but there's also warrants at 220. And when all these fucking idiots buy this morning, through pre-market highs and it gets slapped, or they're chasing it up here, right? I can just do this, right? Even through here, there's this asshole up here with 2.6 million shares to dump. Does that make sense? Please let me know in chat if this makes sense, y'all. It's a big, big deal. It's a huge deal. It governs so much of the supply and demand. Okay? Anyways, that's BDRX. And I've got the info in my thing, so we're good to go. What the hell just happened there? Boom. Warrants at 220. I'll likely ignore. That's it. Look. Boom. It's easy. If it goes without me because it doesn't fit what I like. I know they're dumping on me. I won't be the dumpy up there. Okay? I won't be dumped on. Fuck that. Next one. Peggy. Did you see that DD? What does your DD look like? Does it look anything like that? Or does yours look like this? Oh. Some people, I mean, that's how it was for me. Like, oh my God, this is gonna blow. And then it blows. Doesn't blow upwards. It blows not even in a good way. It just sucks. So not a good way. Anyways, BDRX, dead to me. I hope it rips. I always hope it rips. Runners bring more runners, and we haven't had follow through. I want follow through. Okay. You guys can blue. All right. Peggy, energy stock, right? Energy stock, float 62 mil. There's not a lot on my scan this morning, so it's kind of nice. Okay. Peggy, they're telling me this float is 62.9 mil. I'll have to verify that before it goes out on my watch. Is there news? Yeah, they had some solar news, it looks like. Okay, I like that there's a catalyst, right? Especially these days, y'all. Especially these days with people like Zach Morris and there's always pumpers out there, but especially these days, if something's spiking randomly, you got to be careful. I'm really catalyst reliant unless there's a macro going on like Israel, Iran. Okay. Okay. Daily chart, right? Daily chart. When we're talking Peggy, we're talking sub 10 cent bottom bouncer, which has been kind of the theme this week, right? Of the best runners this week, they've all been bottom bouncers for the most part. Okay. What was yesterday's bottom bouncer? Really nice one. Oh, but these ones, okay, they're almost always going to be dilutive. They're almost always going to be dilutive. Okay, I'm going to go through, find some levels and keep it simple on something like this. Okay, I know they're dilutive, so risk ideas for me are really, really simple. This is what I'd be looking for entry-wise. 5, 6, bounce to VWAP, bounce to high a day. That's 100% gain. That's it. I got to take a lot of shares to account for that if I wanted to. They do have a catalyst. Do need to check out a few things really quick for extra due diligence, which we'll do in a second. All right. So Peggy's on the back burner for me for now. 6 cents ultimately with like a 056 stop idea, something like that. Okay. TVGN, as we are running out of time before market opens. I need to get the watch out. Bottom bouncer. Watching. Single here. Got to check out our DD really fast, actually, after TVGN. TVGN's PR. It says their float's 4. CEO highlights expected reporting 94.9 million liability elimination, AI initiative, and leadership appointments. That sounds like they're pumping, which they're always pumping, guys. They're always pumping. Okay. They're always pumping. Does that make sense? They're pumping. That's very pumpy. There's not too much about that PR that I like. They are a recent SPAC. It looks like a SPAC merger type play, right? They already went parabolic recently, although the volume was fucking tiny. And now they're gapping up, okay? So this is one of those SPAC plays. It gapped up on, it did 20 million in volume here and got bitch slapped, okay? 20 million volume it did this day. It gapped up to 476 and literally didn't go up anymore. So I'm keeping that in mind, okay, on TVGN. Float's decent, if that's correct. Snap billion share float. I'll leave it. FRGT. No PR. Okay, on TVGN, y'all. One hold maybe. You know, I don't know. What's going on here? TVGN. Hey, what you doing? Why is this frozen? Sorry, all my charts frozen. Hold on. Chart frozen? Or this one. Yep, market's open, y'all. All good. I'm going to finish the tickers first, and then we're going to jam. Hey, if you remember, if you want to join the free mentorship, it's underneath. If you want to join Alpha, where I trade live every single day, we do trader therapy on Fridays, which we're going to do today live, where I get together with my people and face chat with them and go through psychological stuff. Use coupon code CRUSH2024. Okay, CRUSH2024. Oh, I got QR codes, right? Yeah. That's for the free wolf, the white one, and the green one is for Alpha. All right. And if you use coupon code CRUSH2024 on the green one, you get 40% off. On the black one, it's just free watch list every fucking day. Or go to rwtrades.com and then /free30, I believe. So that's that. If you're taking off, if you're going to stick with me, smash the like. We got to get a few more tickers to get through, and I want to finish. TVGN, right? Not going to let me do it, so I got to move my chart. So shall we? Cool part about my trading process is, for the most part, I'm not placing a trade till at least 15 minutes into the day, so it does give me a few minutes to do what I need to do with y'all. You know what? My trading view is being really funny. Oh, that blows. Any more spots open for you, New York? Yeah, we actually opened 10 more seats for New York. We've already got 50 something coming. So we've got 10 more seats. That's going to be an awesome boot camp. We're going to take over Wall Street over there. It'll be fun. But what's not fun is that I can't get this chart to work right now. Oh, there we go. Now it's working. Interesting. One hold is literally the only idea with 80-cent risk. That would be all I have here. That sort of thing. And there's not too much to that. And I got to check out, do my DD real fast. Low. Okay, TVGN. That's good to see. But the PR is very pumpy, and I still think it'll bounce, but pumpy PR. Come on, bitch. Oh my gosh. Pumpy PR. And looking. Potential one hold idea. As you guys know, a dollar is very key. Not as all of you know, but some of you should know, right? And NASDAQ's dollar, if they're not maintaining a dollar, they're not maintaining compliance. They can get booted off NASDAQ. So it's a big deal they maintain compliance, right? We do know that these guys need cash. You can't see it because my head's blocking it, or my camera's blocking it. Hold on. See that? Cash need high. They do need cash. Okay. So they will dilute at some point. All these companies need cash, and they'll all dilute at some point, right? NIVF was one that was one of the ones that was the most interesting to me this morning, I think. Oh gosh, come on, you guys. Come on. Another one of these kind of SPAC up listing plays, but a little earlier in the run for this. First green day bounce, in my opinion, kind of going on here. You know, they went 60 cents to 3. 2 red days, first green day bounce. Okay. It's not got the most range ever, but 50 cents to 3 is a nice push. That's enough of a percent gain for me to say, hey, maybe a first green day on that, right? What's NIVF float? Sorry, y'all. And I'm a bit too late, it feels like too, but let me see here. Okay, we've got NIVF. Float 2.7. Is that what it's saying? First green day bounce. And for those who don't understand this, it's not just small cap stocks, any asset, they'll move in quite predictable ways once humans get involved and the emotions get overran, which is what you're seeing on any ticker that I trade. I'm trying to take advantage of this fact that these stocks are going to go to places they have no business going to, and it's going to squeeze shorts on the way there, and then the shorts will ultimately win, the good ones at the end of the day, right? Because of what we already know to be true, like BDRX, right? Oh my goodness. I wish we were watching that one together so we could have laughed at Billy together. Okay. Do you see what happened on this high day break? Are you shitting me? Smash the like, right? Bunch of idiot. Everyone and their mom bought that shit up there for some reason. Look at the volume, right? Through that candle. Billy, no. And now he's halted down, right? All of the noobs, all of the shitty traders are halted down. And it's easy. This comes from process and watch list. Both process from a big picture perspective, trading these things every single day for the last 8 years. Okay. Understanding when they open up that high, they're going to pull. They're going to pull most of the time, right? And it's not to say they're not going to push it too, right? The same guy who dumps is the same guy who pumps. H.C. Wainwright, right? These big companies that are doing these institutional investment stuff, okay? So there's case in point. Worst entry ever. We call him Billy. We laugh at Billy. I feel bad for Billy. I was Billy, okay? That's how I know. I was Billy. Once upon a time, the second it crossed through pre-market highs, this was me. Like, oh, fuck yeah. Oh, you know? And then it goes back through, right back through highs, right? And short step in. They're going to have to buy it too. So it's going to bounce at some point back towards VWAP, right? No matter when. Or if they're going to dump, you know, or if they have shares and they're going to dump them. But that's ugly. Wouldn't be surprised to see it halt up too, right? Stocks that come from 60 cents and go to $1.70, if they move, like as you've seen, that went from $1.70 to $1.48 and halted, okay? So cool to see. There are ways to play them and it's not through highs. All right, does that make sense? Peggy, we're going to look through a few more tickers, then I'm going to get to Alpha. Actually, I'm sorry. Yeah, then we're going to get to the Alpha chat. I'm sorry. In the Discord, please. All right, for my Alpha Wolves. Peggy didn't give me any pool to any level that I care about. So it's kind of just morning spiking a little bit. Morning consolidation, I'm sorry, between 8 and 0.85 right now. I don't care for it personally. Bottom bouncers have been fruitful. I wouldn't be surprised to see this do something cool. I would love to see it do something cool. FRGT is the only one that I see on my scan that I haven't touched on. That has a lower float and maybe something. No catalyst. Bottom bouncer just kind of claiming a buck for now, it looks like. So we already broke this down a bit earlier, not that much for me there, all right? And that's been really the story of the week for me. That's really the story of the week for me, okay? Is slower action come market open, some decent pre-market moves, you know, some bounce in the overall markets, just a choppy week. Just one of them choppy weeks. Here's another interesting one to me. It just spiked right now for the first time, which is SBFM. Okay. This is a reverse split pump. Hopefully, I don't think they pumped it yet, but they did a split in the 4s, and right now is their kind of first green day where they might be trying to press back towards a buck. So 75-cent firm risk on SBFM for me if I want to be swinging this potentially. Don't want to chase it, right? I don't want to chase it, but definitely have eyes on this. This is something I may consider buying if I can get the right risk and it pulls for me a little bit. All right. SBFM. All right, my friends. The code for alpha is Crush 2024, and it's our biggest discount we run. We don't run a bigger discount than that because it's already priced way cheaper than what it's supposed to. What anyone else would charge for this service is $10,000 a year more. I'm serious. My monthly service, the cheap service, for what it entails, is underpriced by such a factor I can't even. I mean, who's in it? Who can attest to it? It's like the value behind that is what people usually give you to get into their shit funnel. You know what I'm saying? It's like the price that I charge to live trade every single day and give everything I have to my students every single day is the same price that other people will charge you for a watch list or something, which I just give to you for free. So it's, yeah, I can stand proud at the end of the day and sleep proud that there's no fucking better product for longs, in this game for a better price, period. No doubt about it. I have zero doubt about that. Zero. It just is what it is. And I've gone through the gamut of everyone else's stuff, and I continuously, as a trader, I'm trying to learn. So I'm continuously looking for info that will help me as a trader online, right? So I'm watching everyone. I'm watching everyone's stuff. So every single day I trade live for them, not just once a day, so I can once a week or once a month, so I can pretend to know what I'm doing for, 2 hours and be really disciplined for 2 hours and then fuck off of my day, right? No, I let my students see how my struggles, like my personal struggles, my personal life, how it matches up to my trading, how my trading can struggle, but then they get to see me climb out of it. All the hacks that I have that I've developed over the last 10 years to get out of those funks. You know what I'm saying? So that's the idea. And it feels good. Like I said, I sleep well at night knowing the service that I provide and what I charge is the best in the business. So that's that. And that is the biggest discount I run on the cheapest service in the business too. So it is what it is. Let's get to what else? Vancouver. I'll be in Vancouver this week. If anyone's in Canada, holler at your boy on Twitter or DM me or something like that. I'll be there Sunday through Wednesday. And then New York City. We got New York City the next month. We've got LA the next month. I'm going to be running that with David. Okay. The friendly bear. So that'll be cool next month, right? SBFM pulling a bit. Be watching that again. Firm 75-cent risk. They're supposed to be holding $1, and the fact that they're not freaks me out. And if they're not going to push it or PR to get it over a buck, they're going to do a fucking offering. I know it. That's my experience. You know what I mean? Like, it just is my experience with ones that go under $1 and can't reclaim it for some reason. Can they PR? Yeah. Could it be a bad PR? Yeah, it could be. Like, maybe people are dumping it, So that's all. That's all I don't mind taking my stab as long as it's in control and good risk reward, which like at 83 cents, right, is less than 10 cents a share. So we shall see. All right, my friends, I have to wrap up. Let me see. I have trader therapy. We've got a lot of stuff to do today. Okay. So everyone, thank you so much for joining me. All right. We didn't get, I'm going to get the actual watch list out now. Y'all didn't really get to see too much of that actually happening in terms of, you know, getting it out and stuff like that. But that'll get out. Again, if you want free watch lists every single day in perpetuity, join the free chat. Send the links in the description. If you don't, crush it. All right. Everyone have a great day. Everyone have an amazing weekend. Stay safe. Free pre-market prep next week. We'll run, it looks like it may be Tuesday, but it may be Thursday or Friday. But I'll let you guys know either way. All right. Thank you guys for joining me. Everyone stay safe. Love you all. We'll catch you guys next week. Peace.